It's round 4 of the JSRL Spike Chassis Sprint Car Series here at the Eldora Speedway in Rossburg, Ohio. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome under the bright lights here at the Big E, the house that are built where tonight 11 of the best non-link sprint car drivers that iRacing has to offer compete here with the JSRL Spike Chassis Sprint Car Series. I'm Ryan Kent Jr. It's been a fantastic 3 rounds so far. If you haven't been able to join us, we kicked it all off at old IRP Lucas Oil Raceway. Dan Smith picking up the win there, and then on the dirt at USA International Speedway. And that, along with Phoenix, we've had 2 great finishes so far. And I want to bring in my 2 broadcast partners here tonight, Mr. Brett Strickler and KR Stolfus. Guys, it's been fantastic. Brett, what are you looking forward to tonight?
First and foremost, thank you guys for having me again. Looking forward to keeping an eye on Bruce Jones. He's the only driver out of the 16 cars that have registered a start with the JSRL Spike Chassis Sprint Car Series that has finished in the top 5 in all 3 weeks. So look for him to maybe maintain that streak tonight. Currently in the top 5 in practice time, so maybe we'll see another stout performance out of the number 7 machine tonight. KR?
Man, I'll tell you what, somebody who I'm looking forward to watching tonight is Bo Bruni. That guy surprised the heck out of me at USA when we took the wings off and got here. He came and made a last lap pass on Weston Newell. Not many people can do that. That guy, he pulled it off.
Like I said, we'll be here at the Eldora Speedway tonight. How it's going to work, once again, a regular format. 8 laps the distance for our heat races and a 30-lap main event. Although, guys, I do want to take a look back at what happened last week. The 3rd annual Copper World Classic with the dog leg at the Phoenix International Raceway. It was 50 laps there, Mr. Brett Strickler, and we had one heck of a finish. It was about 5 guys or so trying to dog their way out in the desert out there in Phoenix and come away with it. Although kind of a surprise winner for a couple of people, Jeffrey Stanton in that machine. He was able to lead 42 laps, but although he was able to lead all those 42 laps, it certainly was not made easy for him.
Absolutely not, Ryan. It was a hard-fought battle. We ended up losing 2 of our top 5 drivers due to an accident on a restart. But sitting here at the Big E right now, we're up in the booth. We're about ready to go for heat, Ryan. So let's take a look at our heat lineup we got going on.
Starting on the pole in car 22 from Kirksville, Missouri, the Boulevard Brewing Company, Spike Chassis, Farlow Motorsports. Number 22 will be Weston Newell into his outside, and car number 50 in the Pepsi number 50 machine from Tinley Park, Illinois, will be a winner this season with JSRL Spike Chassis Sprint Car Series and Bo Brunig.
Last week's feature winner at Phoenix International Raceway, driving the number 16 out of Salisbury, North Carolina, Napa Auto Parts, Rockwell Auto and Tractor Parts, Jeffrey's Toy Closet, Farlow Motorsports, Jeffrey Stanton rolling off in the 3rd position, starting 4th. Driving the 22 out of Kirksville, Missouri, the Boulevard Brewing Company, Spike Chassis, Farlow Motorsports. Had a great run at USA 2 weeks ago, Weston Newell.
Starting 5th on the inside of row number 3 in the 72 from Sophia, North Carolina, Hoosier Spike Chassis Gas Performance Parts 72's Ray Farlow. His outside car 8 from Warsaw, Indiana. The Ag Trucking JSRL sponsored number 8 is Tyson Landis. Row at number 4 in the 83 machines, Dan Holmes from New Jersey in the Schmidt Beer Chevrolet Spike Chassis machine. It is outside in car 12.
Green, green, green.
Looks like we're underway here in the that little mix that we had there. Taking the whole shot in turn number 1 looks to be the number 50 of Brunig. Definitely looking to keep an eye on tonight as KR once again. Taking your first lap will be the number 50 machine. Right behind him, very close and tailing the 8 and last week's feature winner in 1, 2, and 3. Car up into the wall in 3 and 4. Looks like the 12 machine. No. My apologies. it was indeed your second place runner, your runner-up, Tyson Landis. Looks like he may have some right rear damage after making contact with the outside retaining wall. Losing a lot of position in second. He timed well, he started second, but he will roll across 10 of 11 cars back 3 laps.
Brett Rocker rolling here on lap number 4. We are going to see, in fact, though, a yellow flag fly here in the heat race. Drivers getting that yellow flag signal around the speedway. They will stop. We do have a car stopped on the speedway.
And it
looks like
Ron Quinzel.
yellow machine.
Tyson Landis, Ron Quinzel going up over in front of Tyson. And that's what brought out the yellow.
So Bo Brunig currently your leader with Jeffrey Stanton sitting in second. Stanton closing in, a little more than a tenth of a second the lead for Brunig the last time by. See what this yellow causes here, Brett.
Once again, it's just an 8-lap heat race here for us. The little line the feature event heads up for tonight's 30-lap main event. And Brunig, fresh off of that USA victory, and struggled at Phoenix. We went back and took a look at the replay. It seemed that maybe he missed the grid, the opening call, and had to enter the speedway a little bit behind everybody else. But you know, Brunig, expect him to be strong and stout here on the dirt.
Currently do have a 1-car lap down in the 46th there of Ron Quinzel. Newell sitting in third. Brown and Jones rounding out your top 5 currently, running 4th and 5th. Jason Brown started in that 6th spot, rolling up right now into 4th. Ray Farlow started 10th. He's up 5 spots. The 5th spot, green flag. Back flying off of turn number 4, your Eldora Speedway. Everybody trying to shake and bake a little bit out of turn number 2. Here comes Jeffrey Stanton with a big slide job. Those two almost main wheels. A little bit of bumper going on, and they're going to rock and roll into that inside wall. Holy cow, your top 2 runners taken out here in the heat race.
A little bit of contact, but they still keep across the line in respectful positions. Stanton threw that deep slider there for the win at the end, and after a little contact, rear end, Brunig and Stanton rolled across the line pretty much sideways, and Weston Newell was able to slip by a hair. As you can see, the time difference there is 0.32 back from the leader was Weston Newell, and 0.051 was Brunig.
So we'll run down your feature finish, or your heat race finish here, which will be your feature lineup rather. Jeffrey Stanton with the win, or Weston Newell, Bo Brunig, Jason Brown, and Bruce Jones, your top 5. Brett, you've got our rest of our finishers 6 through 11.
6 was the 72 of Ray Farlow coming back from the back of the heat race. His 10th starting spot all the way up to 6th. 7th was the 17 of Jim Vig. 8th was the 19 of Bill Guess. 9th was the 8 of Tyson Landis. After starting second, making contact with the outside wall, he fell back 7 positions. Finishing 10th and rounding out your top 10 was the 83 of Dan Holmes, and then rounding out the field, the number 46 of Ron Quinzel after getting upside down and apparently not having too much damage on that machine as he was able to keep going.
We do not have Mr. Bo Brunig here with us. Bo, it was kind of a wild finish there. How to look from the seat of that number 50 machine for you?
Oh, it was looking pretty good there till we came out of turn 4 and in a 16 car there. He just misjudged it. Thought he was clear and he wasn't quite there. It's all right. We still got a good starting spot for the A main, so we'll try to make it 2 in a row here on the dirt.
Overall for you, we saw one heck of a finish at the USA International Speedway. Take a quick look at our point standings coming into tonight. You do sit in second, only 4 points behind Bruce Jones, who finished 5th here in the heat race. Be able to start a couple of spots, in fact a row in front of him. That can certainly help you here in the points championship chase as well.
Yeah, I hope so. We had some trouble last week at Phoenix and ended up missing the start of the race, so we were a lap down the whole time. Probably had a top 5 car, but we ended up finishing 8th or 9th. But hopefully, I think we can make up the points on the dirt. Here tonight. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Awesome. Bo Bruning finishing 3rd here in our heat race. At the time. Good luck on our feature event here tonight.
Thank you, guys.
That's Bo Bruning finishing 3rd in that number 50. He started on the pole, ends up coming across the line in the 3rd spot. Let's catch up with Jason Brown. Jason started in the 6th spot, finished 4th there. Within half a second of the leaders there at the end. A wild finish for you, Jason.
Yeah, it was. You never know what's going to happen here, especially coming down with a 1-lap shootout at the end there. Everybody's trying to get everything they can.
What kind of challenges does this Eldora Speedway throw at you that maybe some other dirt tracks that iRacing offers here don't quite bring to reality?
Eldora is really wide. There's a lot of room. There's a lot of different lines you can run. There's so many different ways you can run this track and be competitive that you don't really know, where the line's going to come in. I mean, there's going to be a high line, but how well the bottom's going to come in, you don't really know, and it can really come down to some pretty good racing here.
So Jason, you had a strong car last week at Phoenix International Raceway. And the first half of that race, you were battling for the lead and definitely showed that you had a top 3 car. Hell, it looked like you even had a car that could win the race. But a little bit of restart mishap there, ended your night a little prematurely. And we see you going from asphalt back to dirt here. How confident are you in your car tonight?
We really have the dirt car figured out right now, and it's working for us really well. Phoenix was a disappointment. I think that we had a car capable of winning that race, so that was unfortunate. But that was all my fault. I can't really go back on what happened. Doesn't take away from car that we had. As far as coming to dirt, it's like comparing apples to oranges. I really am not really good right now with the dirt car. Still trying to figure some things out. We don't have the speed. The car's handling well, but still trying to find some speed here to keep up with top 3 guys there.
Well, if you look about as half as good as you did last week up until the midway in the race, we're expecting to keep our eye on you and hope you contend for a win here tonight. And definitely the top 3 guys look to be maybe the dirt favorites right now, and maybe you can shock the world here tonight.
Yeah, we'll see. Anything can happen.
All right. Thank you, Jason. Thank you for your time, and we wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, thanks, Brett.
That's Jason Brown. He finished 4th in our heat race. That means Brett Strickler that he will roll off on the outside of row number 2 in the 4th spot for our feature events here tonight, although taking the win in the 16 from Salisbury, North Carolina. Picked up the win last week at Phoenix. Can he do it again here at Eldora on the dirt? The 16 machine picking up that heat race win was Jeffrey Stanton. And that Napa Rockwell Auto and Tractor Parts Jeffrey's Toy Closet Farlow Motorsports number 16 machine. That means we're a little closer to feature time, Mr. Brett Strickler.
Absolutely. Looking forward to this wide racetrack here that Eldora provides, and you can't really put your finger on who's going to win tonight. We got a lot of cars that are pretty stout all throughout the field, and we hit on it before, and we'll hit on it again the last 2 weeks that the most important lap isn't always the first, isn't the second, and it's not in the middle of the race. It's definitely lap 29, 30 when it's 2 to go, white flag, and it's all about when you make your move and where you are when time really cuts down.
Well said, like the true race car driver that he is. That's Mr. Brett Strickler. I'm Ryan Kent Jr. for KR Stolfus as well. That's our heat race tonight. 8 laps was the distance in that. We'll get set to go 30 on the dirt here in Rossburg, Ohio. Eldora Speedway, our feature event, is coming up here next for the JSRL Spike Chassis Sprint Car Series.
three cars going to be going to battle at the Big E. The house that Earl built, Eldora Speedway. Oh, here we go. This is going to get interesting, KR. Al Smith and Ryan Pace decided to go up top. Alex and Ray went second to the bottom, and there comes Al back down on the bottom.
I'd say that there are some people that are just getting a little too excited. Their thunderfoot's affecting their brake foot, and man, somebody forgot to connect a brain in there.
Forward wide in turn one there, KR. You're right, cars everywhere. Randy Hannigan looking strong down on the bottom, side by side into one with Billy Weiss. Two real-life racers here showing you, man, this is an awesome V-Main, KR.
With a quick time of a 16.723.
We've seen Ryan fishing line, cast line. Ray Farlow's still committed to that bottom, and he's looking to take the lead here in 3 and 4. Bruce Jones sitting there just waiting to capitalize on a mistake by either one of those two. Here they come, coming off turn 4, side by side. It looks like maybe Fred Lampella, the legend, has went up top, and he's going to see if he can get that top coming in, KR.
He has, and he's not the only one that's running the high side. Many of them are working their way to that high side.
Earlier today in practice, you know, the track slicked off a little bit.
Tell me about it, TJ. What happened out there, man?
Well, it was a pretty good race by me. I was a little worried after qualifying. Looked like I was definitely lacking some speed. So to find a little bit there in the heat race felt pretty good. Just didn't have anything for Vinny.
We seen KR mentioned, I missed it, but Billy Weiss got into the back of you down the main straightaway there. What was all that about?
Oh, I don't know. He's driving his car and I'm driving mine, but I seem to be in front.
I love it! I love it! And look at some of the names there. We got USAC star and midget, real life USAC and midget star Billy Weiss sitting right there, quick time here in the warm-up session. Oh, Randy Hannigan, another real life racer, man. Randy the Hurricane Hannigan just knocked him off for that top time here in the hot lap session. For a couple pace laps before we go green. There is this that KR Porky Pig. At any rate, man, two names are missing tonight.
They are. Who are you
We're
thinking?
missing. I'm thinking Joe Quinn and Vinny Sassoon.
That's exactly who I was thinking. Man, as we do this,
Jeffrey the Jet Stanton is out of. I know where he's out of, but I'm drawing a blank here.
Did I say that right? It's, you know what? It's the 360s at Eldora, Dan. I just got kicked out of iRacing.
Yeah,
my throughput is very performance orientated.
Oh, my wife let me drink my moonshine out of a cup instead of the jar, so I'm feeling a little sophisticated.
Now, you know what? That's what makes this fun, because neither one of us really should be doing this.
Finally, the most truthful thing you ever said.
The JSRL Spike Chassis Sprint Car Series is powered by Spike Chassis. Located in Brownsburg, Indiana, they manufacture championship-winning open-wheel, midget, and non-wing and wing sprint cars. In addition, Spike Chassis offers a large inventory of open-wheel parts, race car setup, fabrication, and machine shop services for all of your winning needs. Check out #WinWithSpike today or find them on the web at www.spikechassis.com. The JSRL Spike Chassis Sprint Car Series is also brought to you by Sam Pierce Chevrolet. The best Chevy deals are in the country. Visit SamPierceChevrolet.com today to check out their inventory. Another proud sponsor of the JSRL Spike Chassis Sprint Car Series is Kinney's Components. Kinney's Components specializes in design consultation, engineering, production, and custom fabrication to meet your exact specification and needs. Using advanced composites such as carbon fiber, Kevlar, and fiberglass, Kinney's is dedicated to building high-quality composite products for all types of racing machines. Find them on the web at www.kinneyscomponents.com. The JSRL Spike Chassis Sprint Car Series runs on Hoosiers, and Hoosier Tire Midwest Incorporated is the largest Hoosier tire racing distributor in the United States. They serve the Midwest through warehouses in Indianapolis, Plymouth, Indiana, and Springfield, Illinois. From drag strips, road courses, and oval tracks, dirt and asphalt, to sprint cars, midgets, late models, and even street cars, Hoosier Tire Midwest has winning tires for all of your needs. Check them out on the web today at www.racetires.com. Back here at the Eldora Speedway, our 30-lap main event here tonight. Round 4 of the JSRL Spike Chassis Sprint Car Series. I'm Ryan Kent Jr., Brett Strickler alongside KR Stolfus, doing a little bit of everything here tonight. These guys do get a bit of a warm-up session before we get underway with our 30-lap main event here. Brett Strickler, so far it's been pretty exciting through our 8-lap heat race.
Absolutely, we had another last lap pass. It seems to be that last lap pass is a trend here in the JSRL Spike Chassis Sprint Car Series. We had a last lap pass for the win at USA International Speedway, and a battle that pretty much went up to the last lap at Phoenix International Raceway. And then we come back to the dirt, and Jeffrey Stanton throws a low and hard slide job and makes it stick well enough that he takes the heat race win and puts himself on the pole. So he's in a pretty good position coming in tonight's 30-lap main event.
I want to touch on now our series standings coming into tonight. Although he has not won a race yet, we can say that Bruce Jones, Brett, is strictly the man of consistency so far in our 3 races. He's the only to have top 5s in all 3 races. He currently leads our point standings by just 4 over Bo Brunig, and then over only 8 over Ray Farlow and Jim Bigg, and then 12 over Dan Holmes. Really, those 5 so far have separated themselves as they've run all 3 events so far on the pavement, on the dirt, back to the pavement last week, and now we're back here on the dirt at Eldora Speedway. Those all guys that can really kind of jump up in that championship playoff hunt.
As impressive as those 3 top 5s in 3 events is Bruce Jones, I'd also like to mention that through 3 weeks JSRL Spike Chassis Sprint Car Series, we've had a winner each and every single week that has not won before. So we have we have a new winner every week so far, and I think that goes to show the competitive level of the series by itself.
If you weren't able to join us for our heat race, you missed a pretty good one with the top 4 guys finishing within a second. You often hear the term if you could throw a blanket under them. Well, I think you could have fit all those guys in a knapsack, if I would say so myself. But touch back on our heat race finish here tonight, and it was none other than last week's feature winner, Jeffrey Stanton. He's been pretty good so daggone far, and he's going to start on the pole for 30 laps here tonight, but this is a little bit different than what we saw last week with 50 laps at Phoenix. Here we are at Eldora Speedway, and it can throw a whole new kind of curveball at you. We know that for sure.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is feature time here at Eldora Speedway. We're going to go ahead and run down the lineup for you and then get underway with our 30-lap main event. On the pole for tonight's main event, driving to number 16, your heat race winner out of Salisbury, North Carolina, Napa Auto Parts, Rockwell Auto and Tractor Parts, Jeffrey's Toy Closet, Farlow Motorsports, number 16, Jeffrey Stanton. Starting second, driving the number 22 out of Kirksville, Missouri, the Boulevard Brewing Company, Spike Chassis Farlow Motorsports, Weston Newell.
Starting third on the inside of row 2, car 50 from Tinley Park, Illinois, the Pepsi-sponsored 50 machine, is Bo Brunig into his outside, and car 12 from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. He pilots the Spike Chassis double clutch J-Skins Racing Graphics number 12. It's Jason Brown starting fourth on the outside of row 2.
Starting fifth inside row 3, the Sioux Falls, South Dakota native, driving the number 7 Dissolve Alloy Machine. Your only top 5 finisher in every single event this season, Bruce Jones. Starting 6th, driving the number 72, 7-time champion out of Sophia, North Carolina, Hoosier Racing Tire, Spike Chassis, Guest Performance Parts, is Ray Farlow.
On the inside of row 4 in the 17 from Piscataway, New Jersey, the Advanced Auto Parts 17 is Jim Big. Is outside on the outside of row number 4 in the 19. From Joliet, Illinois, the SIK Schoenfeld Headers Willwood Steel Performance number 19 is Bill Guess.
Starting 9th, number 2, out of Warsaw, Indiana, the AG Trucking JSRL sponsors Tyson Landis. Starting 10th, the number 83 out of Califron, New Jersey, Schmidt Beer Chevrolet Spike Chassis, Dan Holmes. And rounding out your field, the number 46 out of St. Petersburg, Florida, Livestrong, Ron Quinzel.
So Pace Truck pulls in. Front row leads us to green, almost banging some bumpers there. A little bit of Hoosiers rubbing against each other there. We're able to work through turns 1 and 2, and we got yellow, a car up and over. I think that's your pole sitter, and none other than the machine of Jeffrey Stanton. Problems for your pole sitter.
Yeah, it looked like Jeffrey Stanton took the start and just could not find any grip, slid up high, bounced off the wall, and then end over end, and that's probably going to do it for his night.
That's our pit reporter here tonight, Mr. K.R. Stolfus. Interesting to see there just what happened up front. That's going to change the game for sure, and can also change up a little bit of the championship puns we've talked about already. So that's
interesting to see there, Ryan. The pole sitter already out of tonight's 30-lap main event here at Eldora Speedway. Also last week's feature winner, so that takes another driver out of contention for tonight's 30-lap Eldora feature. Oh my gosh, my apologies. I'm a little stuttering on my tongue here. The 22 of Weston Newell now leads the field, and maybe he can keep the streak alive of a new winner in every single race so far this year.
Hey Brett, I'm no expert at calling races, but I do wonder how fat does your tongue feel in your mouth right now? Because that's twice tonight.
Well, KR, I don't have any comment on that, man.
Maybe he had the same problem that old KR did in our qualifiers here tonight. He took a big bite out of the wall. Maybe that's what is stuck in the mouth of one Mr. Brett Strickler. Anyways, Weston Newell going to lead us back to green here off of turn number 4 on that yellow and red, number 22 with Bo Brunig right behind him. They come back to green at the flag stand as they rock and roll into turn number 1 and 2. Brett?
Looking to lead our first green flag lap here at Eldora Speedway after an opening wreck in turns 1 and 2 will be number 222 of Weston Newell. If you look closely there, Ryan, looks like we got a new paint job on the 22 machine.
A slick looking 22 as well. You can see him going right through the middle of the speedway, drifting up to the cushion a little bit. It's here at the Eldora Speedway, you really have to be close, especially on the exit of turn number 4. That wall flattens out. Turn number 2 going into turn number 3 kind of arches a little bit down the back straightaway. Going into turn number 1, coming off of turn number 4, they're down the front chute. It's a dead straight chute off of turn number 4, and you have to watch that right rear tire. It'll trip you a little bit.
Looks like we've got a battle lead heating up here, Ryan, as the 50 of Bo Brunig is closing in on the 22 of Newell as Newell made contact with the front stretch wall. And Brunig will look for a slider. Will it stick? Weston looks to cross him over. They're side by side down the backstretch entering turn number 3. And Newell will throw a slider back at him once more. It will clear, but will Brunig be able to gain the momentum cutting down the track? No, he will not. Newell will retain the lead.
Just shy of a 0.3 of a second lead. Then it's 3 seconds back to Ray Farlow. Your front two guys in Weston Newell and Bo Brunig have simply ran away so far. And right now, Weston Newell able to push the gap that last time to just under 0.8 of a second. As he rocks off of turn number 2, able to get that thing nice and sideways on the entry to turn number 3 and 4. Keep those front wheels nice and steady. That's what makes one Mr. Donnie Schatz so fast. You ever take a look at him and those front wheels, you don't want to move them a whole lot. It means a lot more speed. There's a lot of it right now on that 22 machine. He's turning laps down inside the 15-second bracket into the 14-second bracket now. We do have a yellow flag around the speedway. In fact, right in front of your leader. I think that's the 19 machine of Bill Guess. Hard to tell.
As well as the 46 of Ron Quintal. Let's go to our pit reporter, KR, for another look at the replay here.
Yeah, it looks like William Guest just came off of turn 4, got it into the wall, and then he got hit from behind, and all hell broke loose after that. Back to you guys up in the booth who are doing such a great job.
Thanks, KR. I'll do my best to match your qualifier race effort here tonight. Bill Guest able to still keep rolling on. Not sure how much damage is on that 19 machine, but he is able to continue to roll around. A little bit of artwork done on the back bumper of his machine. And the 46 of Ron Quintal had big time problems in our heat race here tonight. So those two struggling here early, but they are still on the lead lap. That's the important part. Our only man that is not currently on the lead lap is Jeffrey Stanton. He started on the pole and had a wreck on lap number 1. So we do have 12 laps down. That means 18 laps to go. I'm pretty good at math there, Mr. Brett Strickler. But so far, this has been a heck of a battle up front. And Weston Newell and Bo Brunig starting to go at it. Maybe one Mr. Ray Farlow, though, can try to spoil the party of the 22 and the 50 machines.
Pace car dives into the pit area. Newell looks like he gets a decent start. Big gap between the 22 and the 50 on that restart.
Everybody able to work their way as they go into turn number 3 and 4 now. The high side of Eldora Speedway has been well known. As Jack Hewitt would say, you kind of hold your breath as you get into turn number 1 and 2 or into turn 3 and 4 and just hope and pray to one sweet baby Jesus so that you can make it out on the other side.
You know, I have heard that they have said that running the bottom is like having a job. We do have another caution now. Looks like maybe, possibly for some reason. Anybody got something?
Well, you're there in the pits at Eldora Speedway, and there's a lot of cars in attendance here tonight. Maybe a couple haulers getting in the way of one Mr. K.R. Stolfus. Maybe he's a little dizzy from the run he had in his qualifier race. Still getting a little knocked around, a little bit of dizzy vision for him, but I don't think we can really tell exactly what the cause was either. But then again, maybe somebody just used that escape button a little quick and got themselves off the speedway. Well, either way, Weston Newell is your leader. Bo Brunig sits in second as we go here on lap number 20.
Behind your front two runners that seem to be running away with tonight's event. In third, your 7-time champion Ray Farlow. Fourth, the 2 of Tyson Landis. And fifth, looking to keep the streak alive, is the number 7 of Bruce Jones. Tell you what here, Ryan, laps are winding down. We've been talking about it for weeks now. When is the right time to make your move? It definitely seems that Brunig has enough for Weston. He threw a slider at him once or twice, and they battled for the lead for about a lap. But you know, you and I both talked about it. The last lap is the only one that matters, and if you lead that one, you get a nice payday.
I think the issue may have been Jason Brown, the 12. He was running towards the front of the pack. He has now gone a lap down in terms of our live timing and scoring here. So I think he might have been the issue there in that black number 12 machine for Jason Brown. He's out of the race. He was running towards the front off of turn number 4. Set to go green here at Eldora Speedway once again. Weston Newell in the yellow and red, number 22, pulling away from the 50 of Bo Brunig. Although Brunig's got a little bit of company, Ray Farlow and Tyson Landis is a 3-wide battle off of turn number 4, and a yellow flies once again.
We're going to check down here with our pit reporter, KR Stokes, but it looks that the 22 of Newell entered the turn 3 really low, hit the inside wall, and looks like he tried to collect it, but slid way too far up the track. KR, what'd you see down there?
Exactly as you described it. Weston just got in a little too low, caught the inside wall, slid all the way to the outside, did a tank slapper, and spun it around, but he has managed to keep going.
I'm anxious to see what kind of damage we got on that machine there, Brian.
So that hands the lead to Bo Brunig. Ray Farlow, as you mentioned, at the 7-time series champion, waiting in the wings, and Tyson Landis not far behind either. See what they can do here off of turn number 4. As Bo Brunig is your leader, we're going to go around one more time under the pace lap here. Lights
looks like
now
there's
go
about
out
5 laps
on the
remaining
pace
here,
track.
Ryan. Your only dirt winner of the season, coming out at USA 2 weeks ago, Bo Brunig will bring the field back up to speed once more.
Bo Brunig currently sits second in the series point standings, 4 points behind Bruce Jones. Jones currently sits in 4th on the speedway. Pace truck will pull to the infield. 5 to go here at the Eldora Speedway. Bo Brunig leads us back to green. We'll go on board now with that black number 50 machine. You can see exactly what he sees as he rolls the top side of 3 and 4. He's got putting the former Ray Farlow and Tyson Landis. They're able to catch up to him on the entry to the corner, but can't quite make it stick. Bo Brunig using the high side momentum. Go on board now, a spot behind him with Mr. Ray Farlow, seeing what he sees. You can see Brunig up there just railing the top side of the speedway, opening up a gap this time of a little more than a second.
Looks like Brunig's lead is increasing. He is gaining an advantage as we come to the, I believe it's 2 to go time by.
And once again, a yellow flag flies. That will do it though. As the yellow flag comes out, that will do it for our race here tonight, meaning Bo Brunig wins here at the Eldora Speedway, his 2nd of the year, our first repeat victor of the season.
Not sure if you can go back and get a look at that, KR. It looks like the 22 of Weston Newell. Maybe there was damage on that machine from the earlier incident, as he looks like he got real tight. The car bound up on itself and would not want to turn going into turn 1 and made contact with the outside wall and ended up collecting another driver as well. And that'll do it for us here tonight at the Eldora Speedway, as Bo Brunig will bring him around under caution into turns 3 and 4 and off of 4 to the stripe to claim his 2nd win of the season. He will be the first repeat winner in the JSRL Spike Chassis Sprint Car Series.
The only guy to turn a lap, one of only 2 guys in terms of the warm-up here tonight in the race to turn a 14-second lap. Bo Brunig picks up his 2nd win of the year. See if we can also grab a word with him shortly. 2nd going to Ray Farlow, 3rd to Tyson Landis, 4th to Bruce Jones, 5th to Jim Bigg, and Brett, you've got our 6th through 11th finishers here tonight.
Finishing 6th, driver number 19, William Getz. Finishing 7th, the 46 of Ron Quinzel. And the rest of these cars, 8 through 11, did not finish tonight's main event. In 8th position was the 22 of Weston Newell. Newell possibly had damage from an earlier incident. Ended up a little bit getting a little upside down here, bringing out the last yellow. And finishing 9th was the 83 of Dan Holmes, also off the speedway. The 10th position, 10th place finisher, I'm stumbling over my tongue again, fellas. The 10th place finisher was a 12 of Jason Brown, and your pole sitter will go from starting on the pole to finishing in the back as he had an opening lap mishap.
Hey KR, what's up?
All right, so we have our top three finishers who are in here with us. We got Tyson Landis, Bo Bruning, and Bruce Jones to do interviews with. Ryan and Brett, I'm going to let you guys take it away.
Thank you very much, Mr. K.R. Stolfus. First, want to start off with our winner here tonight, Bo Brunig. Certainly wasn't easy for you. You sat in the bridesmaid spot for a little while, but were you kind of waiting and seeing what that 22 machine of Western Newell could do, or was it just try to be aggressive as you could, and I guess maybe some save, maybe you got a little lucky with his mishap there, but you certainly kept the pressure on him. Maybe that's what caused his incident.
Yeah, definitely got a good break. I hate it for him. He was running a good race there, but I mean, he had a very good car tonight. I still think we were a little bit better. I remember last week, or at USA, excuse me, that he said that he wasn't real comfortable up by the wall, and I kind of was being pretty patient, letting the track get all the way up by the wall, and he started to have to. He kept creeping down on the on the entry and starting to slide. And that's when I started to gain on him, but the cautions there really killed me as I started to get some momentum going to maybe set him up and make a pass on him. The caution would come out, and well, lo and behold, then I'd win because of a caution. So
I'll tell you what, Ryan and Bo, as a driver, you take any win that you can get, no matter how you can get it. A win is a win, no matter what. That's for sure. As long as you came across that stripe first, it doesn't matter what happened before.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I ain't giving it back. That's for sure. Like I said, I feel pretty confident on the dirt. I knew we were good tonight. We were quick time and had that unfortunate incident in the heat race, but we're plenty fast there. So it was just being patient, hitting my marks again, and kind of letting the track widen out to where I knew I'd liked it. And and then just an unfortunate incident with Wesley there. He got he made that mistake there and spun out. So, but hey, a win's a win. We'll take it. Hopefully, this gets us back up close to the points lead, if not in the points lead, and we'll go on to the next one. I believe we're back on the pavement again, so hopefully we can hold our point lead from there.
Bruce Jones finished fourth in our feature event here tonight. That's what I would imagine to be your new points leader here with the JSRL Spike Chassis Sprint Car Series. Your winner here tonight. Bo Brewing, appreciate the time, and good luck next week as well and throughout the rest of the season.
Thank you very much, guys, and thank you for the broadcast and everything. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Our pleasure for sure. Want to bring in now our third place finisher here tonight. Tyson Landis does become our hard charger, going 9th to 3rd. You were able to keep rocking and rolling, and although there were a ton of yellows tonight, you tried to do your best, stay out of those, and certainly paid off for you there towards the end, coming away with a podium finish.
Yeah, you definitely have to capitalize on the yellows. You got to be pretty aggressive on the restarts, and me and Jason were racing pretty hard there, and I think we might have got together. I'm not sure. I got to look at the replay, but then I got rolling on the bottom really well and almost got to Ray, but I couldn't do anything with it.
Overall, your feature event here tonight, Tyson, taking a look at the point standings, you're a guy that's not really necessarily doing a whole lot in terms of trying to chase the points, so you just like to come here and kind of have a little bit of fun with the JSRL Spike Chassis Sprint Car Series, I understand.
Yeah, I like to have fun, mostly on the dirt. The pavement stuff, I struggled pretty bad with that, and I just stick to the dirt right now, so I'm just going to do that.
Mr. Tyson Landis, a third place finish here tonight, becomes our hard charger here tonight. Appreciate the time.
Thanks, guys.
Brian,
Mr.
also
Brett
in the
Strickler
booth.
is standing by with Bruce Jones. Brett?
Brian, also in the booth with us tonight, Mr. Consistency himself. 4 top 5s in 4 weeks with the JSRL Spike Chassis Sprint Car Series. Bruce Jones, driver, the number 7 machine tonight. Bruce, first and foremost, congratulations on another top 5 and another stout run from you.
Hey, thanks, Brett. The old Taco John's car was pretty good tonight.
Definitely looked like you had another solid car as you continue this streak you have going. You're the only driver in the JSRL Spike Chassis Sprint Car Series to have top 5s in every single event this season. And next week, I believe that we are heading to Irwindale Speedway. Are you confident you can keep the streak alive?
Oh, I'm never confident I can keep this streak alive. These cars are tough. Both these, the 410 dirt car and the 410 pavement car, are both just, they're incredibly tough vehicles to drive and be consistent in for sure.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a game changer. They're going from pavement to dirt and back to pavement once more. And looks like we completed 2 successful rounds of that sequence. And you're the only driver that seems to show the consistency factor on a weekly basis. So once again, congratulations on another top 5. And we know you can't do it all by yourself. Is there any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, you bet. Farlow Motorsports, Quick Trip, Taco John's. The old Taco John's 7B was pretty good tonight. And I think there were 5 cautions tonight, and 2 of them were from the front of the race. So there's something to be said for keeping your nose clean.
Absolutely. Yeah, Bruce, thank you for your time, and we wish you the best of luck next week at Irwindale.
You bet. Thank you, sir.
That's Bruce Jones, our 4th place finisher here tonight. As you mentioned there, Brett now sits with 4 top 5 finishes as he comes in the 4th place position here tonight. Let's take a final rundown once again of our finish here tonight. Bo Bruning picking up the win, his 2nd of the season. Ray Farlow comes in 2nd. Tyson Landis 3rd. Bruce Jones, who you just heard from, finished in the 4th spot. Jim Bigg finishing in 5th. Bill Gass finishing 6th. Ron Quinzel 7th. Weston Newell finished 8th tonight after running in the lead for most of the night. Dan Holmes finishes 9th. Jason Brown 10th. And Jeffrey Stanton, your pole sitter, out on lap number 1, finishes in that 11th and final spot here tonight. Brett Strickler, this wasn't quite the dramatic last lap finish that we've seen the previous 2 races at USA and at Phoenix, but Eldora Speedway certainly did not disappoint here tonight.
Definitely a lot of action all over the Speedway. Maybe that was the cause of our yellows tonight, but either way, all said and done, the number 50 machine came out on top once again on the dirt. Looks like maybe we have a dirt champion here maybe in the making, and maybe somebody can contest to it next time we come back to the dirt wingless 410 again.
Be sure to join us next week as well. The 2nd annual running of the Turkey Day Grand Prix at the Irwindale Speedway, the outer circuit, a very, very famous Irwindale Speedway. 50 laps set to go next Monday night at 9 o'clock before we gobble on after that track right near you, Mr. Brett Strickler, in the Williams Grove Speedway. And then we get to the big 787-mile Iowa Speedway. After that, it gets a lot more interesting. We go dirt to pavement, and then we have a number of pavement races in a row, and then we go back to dirt for a little while, and we still have that big to be announced on January 8th, 2018 in the new year. But to the schedule with the JSRL Spike Chassis Sprint Car Series, Brett, there's a lot of different variables with these guys, and versatility is certainly a key to take us to win the championship.
Man,
absolutely.
I'll tell you what, though, versatility is the key in this series because we are going from dirt to pavement and back to dirt, and you never know what it is. But all in all, the wings are off in this series. It is all a non-wing series, and so that really puts a lot of driver input into the car, and you really will see the drivers who stand out. Like you said, Bruce Jones is Mr. Consistency so far. He has finished better average. He has a better finishing average than anyone else, and that is through the pavement and the dirt series.
Oh, certainly there, KR, and we definitely know these cars aren't the easiest thing to handle. As one might say, you found out the hard way in the qualifier session tonight.
Listen, I don't want to talk about my method. Let's talk about the people who are actually on the broadcast who can really drive. And let's not talk about when a broadcaster thinks he can drive.
Well, KR, we know we like to pick on you here in the booth, and Ryan took a few shots at you as well, but definitely the man of the night is the number 50 of Bo Bruning.
Once again, I'd like to thank all of our sponsors that do make the JSRL Spike Chassis Sprint Car Series possible. But special thank you to Spike Chassis, our presenting sponsor, Sam Pierce Chevrolet, Kenny's Components, and Hoosier Tire Midwest. Fellas, any final notes before we wrap this one up and pack up the truck and get on going to our next race all the way out in California at the Irwindale Speedway?
Well, first of all, I just want to say what a great race tonight. I love that we have no wings in the entire season this year, and I look forward to more races like we had tonight.
Yeah, KR, I'm going to have to disagree with you there. If there were some wings, I might jump out of the booth and jump into a sprint car, but wings definitely a little more in my nature, but nevertheless, we're back on third again this week, and seems to be more of my niche, if you say so, Ryan. Ryan pointed out that, you know, I'm very close to Williams Grove Speedway, so when we come back in 2 weeks, I'll be excited for that event, but definitely Mr. Consistency, Bruce Jones is proven to be the guy that can handle the versatility week in and week out, going from different environments and different track types, and definitely looking forward to the rest of the season there, KR and Ryan, and thank you guys for having me again tonight.
Absolutely, Brett. Always great with the JSRL Spike Chassis Sprint Car Series. Meaning that we leave the Eldora Speedway means round number 4 of 12 on the season. Round 11, rather, has been completed. And we will get ready to rock and roll next week at the Irwindale Speedway for the 2nd annual Turkey Day Grand Prix. On behalf of our entire JSRL Spike Chassis Sprint Car Series, hope you tune in next Monday night at 9 o'clock, 50 laps at Irwindale. Until then, mind you that Bo Bruning winning our feature event here tonight at the Eldora Speedway. Till we meet again, so long from Rossburg, Ohio.